Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Eric Rosen, and this is the show Big Hand, Little Hand Astrology, the astrology daily horoscope show where I go into the daily astrology in just really simple, basic to understand terms to also allow you to learn some astrology along the way. So this is for Monday, November 11th, 2019. So kicking off right away, I want to introduce a couple of new things that we haven't talked about. One is the sign of Taurus. Two is the planet Uranus. This really funky looking symbol, and it's funky looking because it is a weird planet. Aquarius is the sign that it deals with, and if you've ever met an Aquarius, you'll know that they are very interesting people. So first off, we had the moon at 6 degrees this morning. Okay, this is passed a little bit forward, and then Uranus at 4 degrees. So when you have the moon in Taurus, Taurus is dealing with quality and wants to feel good, especially when it comes to three-dimensional things, whether that's people or possessions. And so you've got Uranus here at the 4 degrees. Okay, Uranus is a planet that deals with change. It wants us to figure out how can we ascend in our lives, how can we do better. And so probably while we were sleeping last night, we had this awareness come through, this emotional awareness on what can we do to move forward in our lives? Where do we hold ourselves back? Where do we get tied down to comfort? Because Taurus wants to feel comfort. Where do we get maybe even attached to people or to food or certain projects? Because that's the downfall of Uranus, is when you're not moving forward and you stay and you stick with something too long, you attach to it. So, and because we're also dealing with the Sun and Mercury at that point today where they've officially met up at 18 degrees. So this would actually be the big hand, and then the little hand would go like this, right? They're both on top of each other. This is where that truth is, like, it's shown up by now. Like, there's no doubt about it that as they were getting closer and closer together, we were getting those awarenesses of truth. And so the fact that this was occurring when the moon was meeting up here with Uranus, combining their powers just like they're doing for these deep, deep understandings, it's probably a truth. It's probably showing up as a truth that is showing where we hold ourselves back. And I would say even believing in things that maybe aren't true, because Scorpio deals with truth where the Sun and Mercury are at. So what things are we maybe believing in that are holding ourselves back? Because these Taurus and Scorpio is actually this 180 degrees in the zodiac. So a tug of war conflict. These zodiac signs will always be on opposite ends of the spectrum with each other. So it creates that tension. So, and I think too, because Taurus dealing with, it can be indulgent. So this is, where the truth comes out. Like where are we just indulging in things that really just don't belong on our path with Saturn that wants to bring us forward to our goals? And so, in fact, we're building into a 60-degree angle with Saturn and Mercury. It's within 2 degrees, okay? Because Mercury is moving clockwise, which is backwards in our clock wheel. Eventually it'll come to 16 degrees and make the 60-degree mark with Saturn. But when we get within 2 degrees, there is that buildup. So I think it's an understanding too of the truth of where can we get the slop out of our lives? Like, where are we being sloppy? Because Saturn is a planet that deals with discipline and restriction, but it does these things because it knows what it takes. It knows the practical sense of what it's going to take to achieve. So with all these things going on, it's definitely showing us, get the slop out of your life. Where are you holding yourself back? let go of some things that you believe in that just aren't true, and like, let's go, let's move forward and go on this great adventure with Jupiter at home in Sagittarius, which rules having the experience, going on the adventure, but also the abundance that we get from it. So a little bit later in the day, we're going to have Venus at 12 degrees now. The moon's going to advance counterclockwise, which is forward, to 12 degrees, still in Taurus. So this becomes this 150-degree misunderstanding. So wanting to feel good, wanting to feel comfort, but then relationships that want to go on the adventure, right? And so there's some discomfort here though in Sagittarius. Like, it's great, but it's more like it's great at the end of the journey. When you're going through an expansive experience that's really stretching you out of your comfort zone, a lot of times it doesn't feel good when you're going through it. It kind of delivers at the end. And so there can be this misunderstanding of like, you know, in fact, like it's raining right now in St. Louis. Maybe we want to stay in on a rainy day and not really do anything and connect with people. So I think what this is really saying is that even though we may not want to connect, it doesn't mean that we're going to be able to connect on like a deep level. Maybe we can't really define these plans for going and having great experiences together, but it's going to be kind of a tough conflict for that. So later on, we've got Moon and Saturn. Moon 16 degrees, Saturn 16. Really, this is just that, because this is going to be our 60 degrees, right? I'm writing kind of sloppy right now, but I need to get the slop out of my writing. Saturn's demanding it. So this is where we look at, okay, we've got our comforts, we want to feel good, we want to move forward in life, we want really nice things. Taurus wants the highest quality possible. Saturn's saying, hey dude, like, you want to feel like the greatest things in life. You being attached to things isn't going to work out. You've already been shown that. It's actually building, and this is just real practical sense of like building and moving forward on your path, your goals. Like, that's where you're going to get the highest quality things in life. You know that. You know, you want the nice car, you want the nice house, you know, you want the nice relationships, all these things. This is just the truth, you know, like this is dealing with nice things in life. And if you want those, you've got to be willing to put in the work and show up and have discipline. And so last one is when the moon goes to 18 degrees. I like to deal with the moon on these horoscopes because we do face a lot of different emotions throughout the day. It's going to come to 18 degrees here. And so this is going to be 180 degrees. So this tug of war, some conflict. So it might be difficult to, you know, later in the day to really look at the truth, to look at, we're getting all this information, you know, between Mercury and the Sun about what's true, what's not true. But it can come at the end of the day where it's like, all right, well, I really want to feel comfortable, but at the same time, we're getting all this truth. So it's like, this is the tough part. It's like when we get these awarenesses and we get these understandings, or even like a motivation to, you know, step into our power, because Scorpio deals with power. A lot of times we can almost relish in the feeling of just like feeling good about the truth that we got. And it's like, actually you want to go and you want to integrate. So this, because this sign deals with projects and people, it's like, go and integrate this. Don't get stuck in the comfort zone. So that's what I got for you guys today. This is the daily horoscope version. Gonna be putting out some weekly content here probably today, you know, especially if I follow my own advice here. So yeah, you guys can look out for that. And Big Hand, Little Hand Astrology is the Facebook group. Eventually the content's gonna be exclusive to that platform, that paid Facebook group, but the first 7 days are free. It's $9.97 a month after that. But there's going to be all kinds of awesome content, the weekly content. I'm going to be doing weekly sun sign inspirational quotes, or you can call them affirmations, which is basically just looking at what's your zodiac sign, right? Like I'm a Capricorn, for example. So looking at what specifically you can be inspired by on a weekly basis, that you'll have your own affirmation for your zodiac sign. So that's going to be something that's on there. And then interaction with me, you can show up and you can ask me questions about the stuff I cover here, like on the daily astrology, like what's going on with this or what does this mean? And then interacting with other members too. So there's going to be all kinds of awesome things for that $9.97 a month. So yeah, I look forward to you guys tuning in tomorrow, and I will talk to you then.